Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Tex, and today we'll be going over the power-up passes and what you should be doing with your Tier 1 power-up pass that I believe you unlock at level 10, 15, and 20. So I think it goes as followed. I don't got the game right now when I'm recording this. I'm doing this pre-launch list. That way I can probably change it once some things come out that may end up changing the way we play the game. But I'm doing this before I actually have the game in hand to play and test these players out. So this is all liable to change. But I believe you get your Tier 1 Power Pass, which is going to be a 62 overall to an 81 overall at levels 10, 15, and 20. Tier 2 is going to be at 25, 30, 35. Tier 2 or Tier 3 is going to be at, what is that, 40, and then 45, and then Tier 4 is going to be at level 50 basically. In this part, we'll be going over the 3 players you guys should be using for your Tier 1 power-up passes, which now covers gold cards. And unfortunately right now there are no gold cards in the game, but the good thing about this pass is if they end up dropping a gold card down the line with a power-up or upgrade a card where they need to go ahead and drop a power-up, this will allow you to go ahead and actually get some use out of it, because that last year's Tier 1 Power Pass, you got one of them and it was pretty limited in what you could do with it. It was like 80 to 82, and there weren't that many good cards that would make the difference for your team. And if you invested early in certain players, obviously it worked out for you, but it made no sense that that pass wouldn't cover guys like, what's that boy's name? Taylor Moton, or anybody that had like a low tier card. So I'm glad they're doing it the way they're doing it this year. And let's go ahead and get into this list of Tier 1 power-up passes. Got 3 of them. Real quick, before we go into this list, go ahead and smack a like on the button and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be going hard. All of Madden 20 streams everywhere, content everywhere. We're going to be going nuts. And also, this is like my second take, so if you guys can go ahead and like the video, because I recorded one of these earlier, and yeah, I ended up not turning down the audio of my PS4, so it's just kind of in the background. So I gotta do another one of these, another long video, but you guys like these, so just smack a like, bro. Let's go ahead and aim for about 250 likes. That's simple, it's easy. Let's crush that goal. And my list was very easy to get the 3 players I think you should be using, right? It was a very, very easy choice. So my short list has only 1 player on it, and I had to swap these players out because I wasn't making no sense. So at strong safety, if you don't like the other 3 players on my list, I recommend you go ahead and get Durbin James. After talking to Eric Wayweather about how usering is going to be this year, it appears that usering a safety at linebacker is going to be the move, because they have a better range of mobility. They can go ahead and alert players. It seems like you want to get some user picks like you could back in Madden 18, 19, 17, where you can just like kind of run around and just like catch picks you have no business catching. You have to have a lurker ability, which is going to cost you a lot of coins, some training, and a top tier card, obviously. Combine all those for that one ability. Whereas you can go ahead and get a safety that can do that stuff organically, because they already have the required ratings, because they are a little bit lighter. So Durbin James kind of the best of both worlds. 81 overall line safety that has 81 speed at 6'2", which is going to be a great user. Great agility at 80. So obviously his power up is going to be +1. So 82 speed, 84 acceleration with an 81 agility, 82 hit power. Great user right here. But I figured there's 3 more cards on this list that have or can have a more immediate impact on your day 1 roster. Especially because getting to level 15 probably is not going to take that long. I feel like that's going to take probably knocking out the journey, and then you got all these cards you're going to be able to like potentially power up. So Durbin James, even though he's really good, his next card is going to be crazy. But as of right now, he is number 4 on my list of 3. Now let's go to get into the actual list. Number 3 on my list is going to be a wide receiver that goes by the name Brandon Cooks. Reason why is because it's going to be nice early on to have a wide receiver that is like Tarik Cohen, but isn't like Tarik Cohen at the same time. You guys get what I'm saying? We got a guy that's out here with 81 overall with 86 speed and 80 catching. That's a great combination. This guy's really going to drop a lot of passes. And his route running is kind of trash, but this is going to be a guy you can go ahead and take advantage of with these new end-around plays that they happen to have in the game, as well as just throw streaks out there. Not too many cornerbacks in this game are going to have like that top-tier speed. And this guy coming out of the gate, you can go ahead and get just a power up from training and then get to an 82 overall. With 87 speed and 84 acceleration, 87 agility, he's going to be really, really fast. So this is a guy I think you should have in your roster day 1 until you can go ahead and replace him with the likes of Tarik Cohen when you go ahead and use your potential Tier 3 power pass to get possibly the greatest receiver in Madden Ultimate Team this year. So love this Brandon Cooks card for what you can do with it, and I feel like this is going to be a card that you're going to be seeing a lot of. So get used to not pressing your cornerbacks because he will run right by them. You know, his release ain't that great, 68, you know, but like people figure out some shenanigans to glitch the game out. So avoid all that. Anyway, number two is gonna be Marshawn Lattimore. And Marshawn Lattimore, reason why he's on this list because he's one of the faster cornerbacks we have in this game. There's not too many guys, like I said, that can really kind of match up with Tarik Cohen or with that new, what's that? I said Torrey Holt. It's Torrey Holt, yeah. Like you got a lot of guys that have like decent, like what you call coverage stats, but not too many guys with great speed. And this Latigo, as my Saints fans call him, this dude's out here with 84 speed, 85 acceleration on an 81 overall car with only 78 man coverage. His power is going to be +1, so 79 man coverage with 85 speed. But the cool thing about this card is he has an ultimate trainer item, which if you guys didn't know, very similar to last year's process, you can either knock out, I think it's a big set where you collect a bunch of 72 overalls into a main set to get an 85 overall. But if you don't feel like doing that, you can bypass those cards, I believe, with training. At least that's what I remember them saying on the Mud stream. Like, so you're not locked out of the 5 cards that they happen to list there. So one of the cards being was that, what's that boy's name? As I'm not even recording the background of this, so you guys might see some screenshots of a lot of this because I just realized I'm not recording the background at all, which is fine. But anyway, like Lattimore, his ultimate trainer's item is an 85 overall, and on that card it happens to have 87 speed. So if you can go ahead and bypass that card with training, and 85 overall is currently quick sell for what, 970 training, which means there'll be 970 training to probably bypass from his to bypass that card to get to his 86 overall item. It's gonna be a guy with 88 speed. That's gonna be great to start the year off with. Plus, on top of that, his coverage stats will go up as well, which means he'll not be shut down, but he'll have decent man to go with that speed. And I think having speed early on in Madden is gonna be the best thing possible because not too many people are gonna be out here having cards that have the abilities just yet, because that's gonna be a very extensive process. So if you get some speed out there to separate yourself from the rest of the competition, I think that's gonna pay dividends in the long run. So go ahead and get this Marshawn Lattimore, second guy on my list of 3. Now let's go ahead and get into who I believe you guys should also add to your roster as soon as you get the game, as soon as you get your power pass. The first power pass level 10. This is the guy I believe you need to get out there and pick up immediately. And that's gonna be halfback Tarik Cohen. Mazel tov. I don't know why I did this and Mazel tov, and then that goes together. But you got a running back out here with 83 speed, with 78 spin move, 83 juke move. So this guy can get up to an 81 overall, so just +1s here, which is great. But the cool thing about it is, similar to the Marshawn Lattimore, is that he has an 86 overall team builders item. So you basically can get out here, knock the Bears solo challenges out, get this 86 overall halfback with 85 speed, 88 elusiveness. He has what, 90 juke move and 86 spin move. And then you can go ahead and use power pass, training, get up to probably 85 overall, mix the two together for an 87 overall halfback who's gonna have 86 speed with 87 spin move. And if the spin move threshold is back at 88 for top tier spins, that's just gonna be like tier 2 zone run away from being really glitchy. He's 5'6", he has an 81 or an 82 break tackle. His card is going to be very hard to bring down unless a guy happens to have one of those abilities where they have secure tackle. Like we all play Madden. The offense is so much more overpowered than the defense is in terms of tackling. Like you can hit a guy in the backfield with no momentum and he still breaks tackle. So I'm thinking if the game plays similar to how Madden has played forever, this card is going to be a nice fine early. If you run a lot of toss plays, it's going to be great. Stretch plays, great. Run a lot of end-around plays, great. Stretch plays, I said stretch plays. Screen plays, great. And the thing about it is kind of crazy. He's like 70 catching. I think Saquon led the league in receptions last year in terms of running back. Like he had the most catches from a running back, and his catch was like at 63. Whereas Tarik Cohen was at a 70. So you got a running back out here with secure hands, as well as a guy that's this fast and a guy that's going to be pretty formidable in all facets of the run game except for power running. Don't truck at this guy. You will fumble the ball, but this is the guy that I'm going to be doing as soon as I get my first power up. I'm going to buy his power up. I'm going to go ahead and then play those solo challenges. I'm going to have myself an 87 overall halfback with 86 speed, and we're going to be out here running for days. So that's my list. Tarik Cohen, Brandon Cooks, as well as Marshawn Lattimore. We may come back later on in the months of August, I said in the weeks of August, and go over this list again. And the reason why I do that is because I want to see what kind of free content we get, which players that we may have choices are that are the best to pick up. And so that kind of affects the list because like I did with the Theme King players, right? I was like, why pick up the left tackle that's but that was, what was that boy? Larry Tunsil, when you can go ahead and power up Trent Williams, who is going to have better ratings and also be a low overall. So I kind of see the entire scope of the field before I go ahead and give you guys a lockdown list. So this is going to be a pre-launch power up list of who you guys should use your power passes on. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of my list. If you guys have somebody better, go ahead and let me know, because you know what? They might make the cut in list 2.0. Who knows? This is list 1. Actually, this is list 0.00. It's kind of like it's like an alpha list, right? This is not like official right now, but maybe in list 1.0 we'll have a different set of 3 players depending on how the game plays, depending on which abilities that we're kind of rating highly, which abilities not really effing with. And so we'll go ahead and go from there. Hope you guys have enjoyed. More of these are to come. Go ahead and smack like and the button, subscribe if you guys are new, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
They say money can't buy your happiness, but I swear to God, it's a good down payment. Trying to stuff so many binges in my pocket, you would swear that I was out here trying to drown Franklin. I was bred in the slums, got fed up with crumbs, now you don't play a pound cake. Told me money was a root of all evil, but I swear to God, I ain't never found safe.